Guys, you might have always heard the idea that to be a great designer, you need a perfect portfolio, a perfect computer, and skills that are already 100% polished. But let me tell you, that search for perfection is actually your biggest enemy. Chasing perfection is tough work, incredibly time-consuming, and worst of all, it keeps you from creating anything. You end up paralyzed, stuck in tutorial purgatory, endlessly tweaking. That's why I say, don't chase perfection, chase finished. Now, what does that mean? Does it even work? Can we build a successful portfolio by following this logic? I will give you all the answers and the steps to execute this in this video. By the end of this video, you will be able to get more momentum, finish designs faster, and build a portfolio that actually works for you. So, let's start. The analogy. By the way, I can explain this concept by giving an example. Think of a baker. There is one baker who spent 6 months sourcing the absolute perfect grain, building the perfect oven, and writing the perfect recipe. They produce 0 loaves of bread. The other baker starts today with average flour and a standard oven. Their first few loaves are misshapen, maybe a little burnt, but they are finished. They learn from each finished loaf how the yeast works, how the oven heats, and how to shape the dough. By the time the perfectionist finishes their oven, the second baker has produced 100 loaves, has loyal customers, and has become a genuinely skilled baker through repetition and completion. The point is, a graphic designer should prioritize completion. Your first 5 designs will be rough, but they are done. Only after you hit finished, you can observe what went wrong, learn and apply that knowledge to the next design. When you are done, your skill library grows automatically. The actionable steps. Now, let me explain how to build a finished project library in your mind. Once you start regularly completing projects, you won't need to paralyze yourself with, is this good enough? Your designs will automatically improve because you have practiced the entire workflow. You have to do this regularly. Whenever you finish a design, step back and ask, what is the one thing I learned from this finished project? Not, is this perfect? Action step 1. Define finish before you start. Before opening Photoshop, define your goal. For example, I am creating 3 square social media posts using bold typography and an orange color palette. That's the finish line. Once you meet those 3 criteria, the project is finished. Action step 2. The 80% rule. When you find yourself endlessly tweaking small details, changing font size by 1 pixel, adjusting a color tint for the 10th time, you are past the 80% mark. That is when you stop. The rest is perfectionism. Save it and start the next design. Action step 3. Counter the comparison trap. When you look at Behance or Pinterest, you don't have to see a flawless piece of art. You have to see a finished project. Your goal is not to replicate their perfection, but to replicate their completion. Now, let me show you how fast you can make a finished design using the 80% rule and minimal specs. So, I just generated this purple vintage sofa using Gemini AI. You can see the prompt on the screen. Download the image on your PC. First, we need a clean, high-quality asset. Upload your photo to Removal AI to strip the background instantly. This may take some time. Just note that you need subscription to download the image in HD. However, download the image without HD. To avoid the pixelated look, take that file to 𝗽𝗲𝗁. Upload the PNG image to the website. Set it to 400% to get the crisp HD finish without a subscription. This website allows you to process only 1 image at a time. Now, let's build our sanctuary on a 1080p pixels square canvas. Start with a purple solid layer using color code 𝗦𝘁cie𝗽. Create a black solid layer with the mask. Use a large soft brush to paint a radial gradient in the center. Then set the blending mode to soft light. This minimalist lighting acts as a natural spotlight. It creates an exclusive gallery feel, letting the atmosphere do the heavy lifting instead of a cluttered background. Import the sofa and place it in the center. Add a contact shadow directly under the sofa legs. Just make sure that it's subtle. Reduce the opacity. And a soft blurred shadow on the floor. Even without a floor texture, these shadows tell the brain the sofa is solid and real. It turns empty space into a purposeful, high-end design choice. Let's write the title Serene Retreat in a golden yellow tone and sub-headline in white sans serif font. This creates a royal palette against the purple, adding warmth without needing extra borders. Now I'm gonna draw arrows, hand-drawn pointers to highlight the premium buckle fabric and matte leather shell. This justifies the price tag by focusing on craft. These arrows maintain an airy feel while adding detail to the minimalist layout. Let's finish with a bright, rounded order now button and a small price bubble. In the sea of dark purple, the yellow acts as a magnet for the eyes. The design stays pretty, but functions as a powerful, high-converting ad. To wrap this up, I gathered design inspiration from high-end finished designs on Pinterest and blended those editorial vibes into my own custom style. By focusing on moody lighting and specific material callouts, I was able to create a unique, ready-to-use design that feels both professional and fresh. Let's take this social media post for furniture as an example. We have 4 distinct templates here, and the goal is not to find the most beautiful one, but the one that is most finished, most effective, and ready to launch right now. Let's analyze each of these designs one by one. If the top left template looks appealing to you, then you need to find out why. There could be several reasons. It has excellent text hierarchy. The large, bold, 75% off, and the direct focus on yellow armchair are highly effective. If the top right template looks appealing to you, then these are the reasons. It is most visually appealing and professional. The product is placed in a realistic, aspirational room setting. Cleanest layout overall. The problem here is that the discount information is not big enough to grab human attention. The bottom left design is appealing because save 70% is visually distinct using a curved shape that guides the eye. Excellent color contrast on yellow cabinet. The bottom right design is appealing because it shows a clear view of the wooden armchair and good use of circular yellow element to highlight the discount. The problem is that the product looks less interesting than the other chairs. In my opinion, top right is arguably the most beautiful design as it focuses on aesthetics and aspirational feeling over a direct sales push. It immediately tells the viewer why they should stop scrolling to save money. The visual flow is logical. Headline, discount, product order new button. The viewer's eye is guided directly to the action we want them to take. While the top right design might be more beautiful, choosing the top left means we bypass the temptation to spend time on unnecessary aesthetic details. Top left design is imperfect due to small text, but it is already optimized to generate clicks immediately. We are choosing effectiveness and speed over perfection. We can swap the product image, change the text and publish. The power of finished templates. Let me tell you one thing, finishing the template isn't the end. It's just the beginning. These templates are totally reusable. Look at the first design. I spent the time getting the colors right, defining the layout, choosing the font, and setting up the discount block. I finished it. Now, it's not just an image, it's a template, a foundational piece of work I can build on instantly. I needed a design for pizza night. Did I start from scratch? Absolutely not. I took my finished template and applied it. I didn't need to reinvent the wheel. I just tweaked the product, updated the text, and changed the background color from a warm brown to a rich green. Look, how fast is this? You save hours and hours of time on design decisions that are already solved. Here's another example. The Healthy Living campaign. Same layout, same foundational structure. I drop in the fresh salad and the green juice. Shift the color palette to bright green, and boom! I have a third, perfectly consistent ad. By focusing on finish instead of perfect the first time, you don't just complete one task. You build a system that makes every subsequent task exponentially faster. This consistency helps our brand look professional and trustworthy, and it gives us back precious time. Finished work is the ultimate time saver. What did we learn from this? I chose the top left template not because it was most beautiful, the top right was more aspirational, but because its a strong sale focus 75% off and clear visual hierarchy make it the most effective tool for driving clicks right now. It is the most finished for its intended purpose, direct sales. The analysis taught us to prioritize the template element that aligns with our primary goal. Since the goal is usually immediate action, the template that features the biggest, boldest call to action, the 75% discount, is the fastest path to completion. We learn to quickly spot elements that will lead to unnecessary tinkering. The busy layout of the bottom left template, or the weak hierarchy of the bottom right. Ignoring these leads us away from the trap of chasing perfection and keeps the momentum moving toward a quick launch. A clean visual flow, headline, discount, product, button is the foundation of finished ad. The top left design had the cleanest path, ensuring viewers are guided directly to the Order Now button with minimal effort. In short, we learn to choose the design that is most ready to convert and avoid the trap of spending time on minor aesthetic improvements. So now, whenever we start making any design, we will have this confidence and skill gained from all these finished projects already stored in our mind. Go chase finished. So, if you guys are still confused about today's tutorial, you can comment below. I will personally answer your doubts. Also, tell me, which of the 4 templates do you think falls most easily into the perfection trap? If you want more tutorials like this, then make sure you subscribe. If you don't want to miss any of my future tutorials, then turn on the notification bell icon. If you found this tutorial helpful, hit the like button. Now I will see you in next tutorial. Till then, take good care of yourself and goodbye.